Hello everyone! So the topic for today's video is fall DIYs. Now I know since this year has been a little crazy, a lot of people have decided to start celebrating the winter holidays earlier, but since winter technically only starts on December 23rd, I thought I'd sneak in one more fall themed video. I have 4 DIYs lined up for you guys. I hope you enjoy them, so here they are. With Thanksgiving coming up, I thought it'd be fun to make some gratitude jars, so grab some containers, paint, and brushes. I took this little plastic palette that I had and added some yellow to that. I also made it a bit lighter with some white. Grabbing a wide brush, I began my first coat on this tin can. When that was done, I left it to dry and then started on the little pail, which I'm doing in orange, adding twice as much paint because I'm going to be needing to paint the inside as well as the outside, also making it lighter with white. I began uncovering that, making sure to get the bottom as well. After another coat and thoroughly scrubbing my desk, here is how they were looking. And I also have this pink jar from a while back where I painted the inside that also has a lid. So to use them, you're just going to want to get some paper. This could be plain or patterned, and I cut mine into some fun shapes. Then grab some markers or a pen and pencil, and whenever you have a happy moment, like experience something new or meet a new person or whatever, just add it to your jar, and then in a couple months or even a year, you can look back and say that there was some good things about 2020. I think it's really important to focus on the positive, especially when we're in kind of a hard time. So yeah, to finish them off, I just added some stickers, a few labels, and flowers, and they were done. To make scented room sprays, you're going to need sprayer bottles, water, witch hazel, and essential oils, optionally some label stickers and or lavender buds. So to start off, I'm removing the lid on the larger one and putting in 5 milliliters of witch hazel. Next, I grabbed my lavender bottle, not knowing that it was pretty much empty and only got 2 drops out of it. I then grabbed a more full one and all in all put in 13 drops of lavender essential oil. After that, I grabbed my rosebuds and put a few sprinkles of that in there. These don't do much for the scent, but they look fun, so that's why I added them, filling it up the rest of the way with just plain old water. All that's left to do is put the lid on. Moving on to the smaller one, we're going to do more of a fall scent, so 2 milliliters of witch hazel, and then 3 drops of each mandarin orange, spruce, and pine. Then again, just filling it up the rest of the way with water. I used a little funnel for this to make it a bit more easy. I then grabbed my sprays and my labels and just put on each label what was in the scent, and here they are. Next, we are making handkerchiefs, so I'm grabbing a couple of shirts and then a scrap of material. Starting off with this checkered one, I'm just cutting a large rectangle shape out of the back. I then kind of folded it corner to corner to even it up and make it a square. Next, I'm grabbing some white thread as well as a needle and then threading that needle to fold over the edge just a tiny bit and just baste it with a long running stitch across to secure that first fold. After I'm done with that, here's how that looks. Then I'm grabbing more thread, threading my needle once again, and then flipping it over for a double rolled hem, but this time I'm going to do a felling stitch. So I'm grabbing just a few strands of the material at the base and then going diagonal into the fold. So it's across the material, a little bit from the bottom and then diagonally into the fold that we've created. After that was done, here are how the stitches looked, and then I just removed the basting stitch, and then I can use this string for all the other sides. Next, I grabbed my orange tank top and did the same thing, just cut out a general shape from the back, evening it up. This time I had to look for a specific colored thread. After threading my needle, I kind of tacked down the corners a bit with a couple of stitches and then just did what I refer to as a roundabout stitch, where I'm just going over the edge of the material. This is just a really quick way to ensure that you don't have any fraying. Again, tacking down the corner. That's how that looks. Afterwards, I just added a few simple lazy daisy embroidery stitches. If you want an in-depth tutorial on this, I show you how to do them in my embroidery video, so you can go watch that. But I just did 3 different flowers and then little bits of yellow. Last but not least is this scrap piece of material that I'm once again just evening up a bit. I'm again going to baste the sides with that basting thread that I had, and then folding it over again to do a double rolled hem, but instead of felling it, we're just going to do a super simple, small running stitch. So this is a lot more time effective and doesn't use up as much thread. It's a lot easier and it still looks really great. Of course, removing the basting stitch in the end. So here they are. Up last is a DIY scarf, so grab some yarn and then a 5mm crochet hook. To begin, I'm going to make a slip knot at the end of my yarn and then put my needle through that loop, tightening it up a bit. I'm going to chain some stitches, so wrap your hook around and then through the loop. So behind your yarn from left to right and then through that loop carrying that yarn. I'm going to do this 22 times. I want mine 20 wide, but we're going to need 2 extra stitches to start the next row. So if you want yours 10 wide, do 12. Once you have those stitches done, you're going to wrap your needle around, go in the second, not the first, the second loop, put your hook around, pull through that loop, not the other 2, just the one, and then when you have 3 loops on your hook, you're going to want to wrap around and pull through all those 3. This is called a half double crochet. Again, you're going to want to put your hook behind into the next stitch, behind while you're through that, pulling through the stitch, not the other 2, and then when you have the 3 on your hook, you're going to want to wrap it behind and then through those 3. You're going to do this all the way to the other side. This is going to be all the rows in the half double crochet, and when you get to the end, just like we added the 2 in the beginning, you're going to chain just normal 2 chain stitches and then flip your work and go back. So half double crochet into every single one of the stitches, row, 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 row until you get to your desired length. When you do, you're going to want to chain only 1 at the end with your hook still in it, trim a bit, pull it through, and this will finish off your scarf. So those were the 4 fall DIYs. Per usual, if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments and I will try my best to respond. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like it. I upload every other Sunday, so if you're interested in future content, please subscribe. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.